Yeah, I'm done with it. It just it sucks. It's not fun to play at all. They tried to make they tried to take a character action game, um, like something like Devil May Cry, right? Which is what the original Darksiders was like. It was like Devil May Cry meets Zelda, and it was like a such a perfect integration of those two ideas, right? Character action game in like a Zelda world. It was so good. And then the second one added Diablo loop to it, and it wasn't the best. But this one decided to take a character action game, get rid of the Zelda parts, and add Dark Souls, and it doesn't work at all because like none of this matters. These all these combos. First of all, there are not many. Like even compared to the first got like Darksiders game, this is not this many. Like there's no like forward X's or down X's or any of that kind of shit. Um, these are not complicated, they're super simple, and there's not that many. But none of this matters because they decided to try to make the game Dark Souls. And because they tried to make it Dark Souls, you don't do this in Dark Souls. You can't because the way the game works, it's like a you avoid and attack or parry and backstab or roll behind and backstab it or like just dodge, poke, get out again. And that's clearly what they want you to do in this game because that's how the enemy attacks work. That's how the damage is scaled like. And that's very obviously what they want you to do. But the issue is they give you all this. So your natural inclination, and it's so flashy, like your natural inclination is to do this because it's a character action game, but you can't. And so the two ideas just butt heads in a way that makes it super unfun, just incredibly unfun. Because it's like, well, if you look at the combos, like, well, no, I want to fucking do a combo. I want to whip into this thing, into the charge tang. Like you want to do that kind of stuff, but you can't because even first of all, um, the enemies don't get staggered when you hit them, right? So you don't ever get a whole string out. Like you just don't get an entire combo out. Like even if the goal when they were making this game is to, okay, you dodge and then you get a combo, but that doesn't happen because as far as I can tell, whether or not the enemy will stagger is fucking random. But even then, the enemies they have an anti-combo threshold where once they take 3 or 4 hits or whatever, then they automatically they get iframes and they run away, right? So even if the idea was to be like Dark Souls where you wait until they swing and then you avoid the swing and you go at them, you can't go at them more than 1 or 2 hits because they're going to go invulnerability, dash away, and then if you're sitting there swinging like an idiot, they hit you. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm not sure what happened in the design room for this game, but I do not understand why they thought two combat systems that are so opposed to each other would just smush together and be great. I don't get it. It was a mistake. They should have just... And there's no... The other fun part about this is... So Devil May Cry is a pure character action game. Ever since... Really, I guess probably the second one. The first one's got a little bit of a Resident Evil Mansion vibe to it. But it's pretty much a pure character action game. To the point where even in the newest one, it's literally just hallways of enemies. And you just walk forward, but... The action is so crazy and over the top, and the combos are so insane that's the fun part, right? This isn't even that, right? But it doesn't have, Devil May Cry doesn't need all the weird Zelda-y stuff because that's not the point. The point is to do retarded 300 hit SSS rank combos on enemies because that's the fun part. And the first one had the Zelda stuff, and that was like the best stuff about it is that it was like, hey, this is God of War Zelda, or Devil May Cry Zelda. It's awesome. This one doesn't have any of that. This one is like they try to make it. I think the world is supposed to be like Dark Souls, right, where you just wander around from bonfire to bonfire, and stumble upon shit. But there's no. I mean, like, there's no, like, none of the cool Zelda stuff is in it. It vaguely has puzzles-ish, kind of puzzles, but really it's just boring. A boring world where there's nothing to, and the combat doesn't work. And I think I'm done. Like, I can't do it.